Hey guys, welcome back to our urban homestead. My name is Chelsea and we are doing our weekly garden update. I brought a little bowl with me because there are a couple peppers that I'm going to pick off, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But let's check out the green stock. So it is Friday, May 26th, and this is how much has grown just in the 1 week since last Friday's garden tour. I'm gonna let this grow for probably 2 more days, and then I'm gonna cut some down so we can have our first lettuce of the year. I'm so excited. Spinach is gonna start to bolt, this plant is, so I'm gonna just see if I can't nip this in the bud right now by clipping that part off. I planted some green beans in this pot, and as you can see, they're doing wonderful. These are a bush variety bean. Also down here, I planted some green beans, and those are doing great as well. You guys, I'm very excited about this. Look, I'm getting a little head on my broccoli and on the cauliflower. Can you guys see that? So it's starting to head up. In the next probably 2 weeks, I'm going to fold the leaves over on it and just kind of tie it loosely. That way, I think it helps prevent bugs, and it also helps keep a nice tight head instead of like a wider head. But broccoli, this lettuce is beautiful. It's just gorgeous. So you can see the tomato plant is doing wonderful, as well as the pepper plant. There's the cucumber. So that's doing really good. Just waiting for it to get a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna let it run all along here. Look at that clematis, isn't that beautiful? I love clematis. So the past 2 nights here in Michigan, it has been in the 40s, like low 40s. Thankfully, there wasn't a frost. The only thing is it probably will stunt my peppers a little bit. I'm not really too worried about it. They will come back. You know, by Tuesday we're gonna be 90. So temps are really picking up here. So it might just put my plants like a week or 2 behind, and that's okay. I'm just thankful that I didn't lose any to frost. If you remember last week, all of the oregano, I just cut it down, and as you can see, it's starting to grow back. In this pot, what I did, because I remember I talked last week about trying to figure out something for this space. So what I'm going to try this year is I planted some delicata seeds in here. Delicata is, they call it the sweet potato squash. It's really, really good. And I'm just going to kind of let it kind of like do its thing over in this area. We'll see how that works. I did a second planting of the pole beans, which seem to be doing good. So pepper plants are looking, I was really worried about the cold temperatures, but everything so far looks like it's doing really good. Onions have grown a lot just in 1 week. And then this pepper, I'm gonna pick this pepper off. There's another one growing on it. I'm gonna leave that there. cabbages are doing a lot better. The birds have been leaving them alone. This elephant here, leaf needs to go. So Tara had mentioned spooning my onions, and I have yet to try that. I definitely will. But you guys, look at how big those are. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's hope for them. We're starting to get oh shoot, what is this called? I can't think of the names on the tip of my tongue. But that will flower. Strawberry patch is honestly probably doubled. It's starting to get some berries on it. I did mulch this area and I planted okra seed. Those have not popped up yet. I still have a little bit of mulching to do, but as you can see, I got quite a bit of it done. There's our candy corn plant. It's so cute. I just love it. So no okra popped up yet, and that's okay. So here are a couple jalapenos, and we're gonna pick those off. And then I'm not sure what these peppers are. I know they're not a banana pepper because I did not plant any of those this year. Again, more cabbages. They're starting to do really good. I was a little worried about them. So the tomatoes, I need to fertilize them. These definitely got a little stunted by the cold. But that's, I mean, I'm not really worried about it. They will definitely bounce right back. That pepper plant definitely needs some fertilizer, or it could be from the cold why the leaves are yellowing. I'm gonna pick these two little tiny peppers off just because I want the energy of the plant to focus into, you know, repairing itself from the cold damage, and these are just gonna get in the way of that. So it looks like my little squirrel friends, see, they come and they just eat the tops. I don't know if you can see that. They just eat the tops right off the beans. So I'm gonna have to do another planting on that side. These beans are doing okay. Here's another pepper we're gonna pick off. But I'll put these in my salad that I'll get in the next couple days. Here's the vintage wine tomatoes. Starting to get some blossoms on them. So despite the cold, everything is, you know, it's doing okay. It could be a lot worse. I mean, it could be better too, right? But what are you gonna do? They'll come back just fine. I'm gonna give them some fertilizer and they're gonna do great. Now let's head to the backyard. I wanted to talk about what I'm fertilizing the green stalk with. This is something new to me this year, a new product. I've never tried it. But it's the Dr. Earth Pump and Grow fertilizer. So what I've been doing is once a week, in the top water reservoir, putting 5 pumps of this because it's 1 pump to every gallon. 5 pumps, and then I'm filling it up with water. And as you can see, I mean, the green stalk's doing beautifully, but it typically does. So this is what I'm using for the green stalk this year. And once we get in the back, I'll show you what I'm using to fertilize the front and then the back beds. So it's really funny to me that back here and up front, I know there are microclimates and stuff, but in the same yard, because everything back here, you know, didn't really get affected by whatever cold we had in the front yard. It's just shocking and odd to me. All right, let's take a look at what's growing. So this is the corn, guys. I am so excited. It is just doing so good. And go back and check out last week's garden video. I will link it at the end of this one. But in 1 week's time, the amount of growth on these is amazing. I know that the soil looks dry, but it's not. You do the knuckle test. I will water everything tonight, but it's moist. The carrots, I don't know if that's gonna show up. In about 1 more week, I'm gonna come through and thin the carrots out. So this was my experimental black bean bed, and some of them, as you can see, have came up, others not so much. So I'm going to do another seeding in here, but I'm going to try to soak the beans first. I read that might help with the germination, so we're going to go ahead and try that. These pepper plants are doing really good. They are loaded, just completely loaded with flowers. Here are the Black Beauty zucchini and the Cocozelle zucchini. Sunflower. These tomatoes are doing great. I have to stake this one up, or, you know, tie it up onto the stake. So it's just so funny that everything back here did not get affected at all. These sunflowers have gotten huge in 1 week's time. I cannot believe it. This one, not so much, but those two, unreal. The Thai pepper plants are doing great. So these are Ford Hook beans or butter beans. I apologize for the chicken in the background, guys. But when they come up, I mean, look at how big that is. It's amazing. These things are huge. The celery is doing great. So, you guys, I clearly missed quite a few potatoes from last year because it's hard for me to see. I hope you guys can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 random potatoes coming up. That is the white pepper acorn squash, and that is the sugar pie pumpkin. And that I'm just gonna let run over here, and the acorn I'm just gonna kind of let it run along here. Lots of volunteer sunflowers back here from 2 years ago. I also planted a couple delicata seeds in here because squirrel ate my cucumber seedlings here. So I'm gonna try to use, still have some over here that are doing good, but I'm gonna try to like use this trellis for the delicata and the cucumbers. Yeah, they just completely ate it right off. There is still time for me to replant one. This is a volunteer, no idea what it is, so I'm just gonna kind of let that grow and wait and see what's going on with it. More of these peppers, I don't know what they are. I'm calling them Xanadu peppers because I have no idea what the heck's going on. Yeah. Looks like got a couple radishes to harvest, so let's pull those and give the other ones some room. These are the French breakfast radishes, I believe. And those will go good with our salad in a couple days. Small little harvest of radishes. I want to show you guys something that's really funny. These are all volunteer tomato seedlings. I can't, you guys. I did not have tomatoes anywhere near here last year, so I don't know. But isn't that funny? Here's the first little harvest of 2023. Some little bell peppers, Xanadu peppers, and a couple jalapenos. Pretty soon I'll have some lettuce, and we'll have our first salad of the year. So now I want to talk about what I'm using to fertilize the back garden and the front yard garden beds. This is also a new product. I usually just do like worm castings, bone meal, blood meal, that kind of thing. I found this at Lowe's. Growell all-purpose organic fertilizer. So it's farm grade organics for homegrown success. It is a 7:5:7 NPK ratio. So I'm going to sprinkle some of that on before I water both the front and the back today. Later on this evening once the sun gets off of them. So all in all, it could have been a lot worse as far as damage goes. Everything's still doing pretty good, so I'm not too worried about it. I think everything will bounce back, especially with this warm weather we're going to have in the next couple weeks. So thanks for coming along on the Friday garden update, and until next time, guys, abundance and blessings to you. Bye-bye.